What's going on YouTube? Bluehound here, and today I wanted to show you guys how I have my GO-XLR set up with the stream, and then kind of give a little bit of a review and go over some of the features with you guys. So let's get to it. So when you first get it, what you want to do when you first get the GO-XLR, you want to go to their website, tc-helicon.com, go to products, and then you should be able to scroll right down to the bottom and click gaming. From there, go to downloads. And you'll see a lot of these downloads. You don't really need any of that, but you need this app. So this type column that says apps, that's what you want to download. That's going to set up the app to control your GO-XLR. And this is what you see once it is installed. So one quick thing to note, which I didn't realize this until a couple days after, is you want to set up a profile. If you don't do this, then every time you shut down or your GO-XLR shuts down, then you're going to lose all your settings. So what you do is just you click save. When you first get this, you're going to click save, and you're going to choose a location to where you want to save the profile to, and just click OK. Now from that point, you will be able to, if you do have any other profiles, or you probably want the sleep profile, which is part of the Discord that comes with the instructions manual. You'll want this sleep profile, so when you do shut down, your mixer's not staying on. So when I double click this, you're not going to hear me. The whole mixer is going to shut down. Everything will turn black and power off. As you can see, this represents what the hardware looks like and is doing in real life. So it just went black on in real life, and it just went black on the screen here. So we can go over some of how I have this set up real quick. First, you want to go into sounds. Now, I didn't have to change anything here, but when you download, the app and anything else that's required, you might want to check your Windows sounds to make sure everything's matching up. I have my default communication device set as the chat. So all of these options are downloaded and installed when you download the drivers. As you can see, all these. And then system is the default device. Now to set each one of these, you can just right click and either choose set as default communication device or set as default device. In recording, I have chat mic. So you want to make sure this is set up like that first. Okay. From there, you can set up your channels. So you have an option of, let's see, about 6 or 7 different sources that you can choose for each one of these. I have mic, game, chat, and system. Once again, you guys can choose whatever. I would recommend at least having mic and system here. That way you can control those two specifically. The other two I feel like are a little more, or they're not as important. But real quick, here on the bottom left, you can see all of your channels, and you can click each one. You can choose the source here. So I have mic chosen as my source for channel 1. And then you have a mute option. When you click this red button, you have an option to mute all, which mutes yourself being outputted to all the channels. You can just mute yourself to the stream channel, mute yourself to the voice chat channel, phones, line out, all that. I have mute all on all of these, but you can definitely customize this however you want. And then you have more options here with the mixer. I've left all of these default right now. I may change them in the future, but so far everything out of the box seems pretty good, so I've left it. And then you have lighting controls. Once again, you choose your channel on the left side, and then everything on the right from there is what you control. So for example, this is the preview window. You can choose your display color. You can choose blue, red, white, you know, any of these. Icon, you can choose any of these icons. These are all default icons, but you can upload more if you drag and drop here. Text, so there's, you know, 6 or 7, maybe even 10 default text options that come with this, but you can add any text that you want just by clicking the plus sign, and you can create a new one. So this allows you to customize what you're naming your channel and how it displays. And then here you have an option for the fader color to be gradient or to have meter style. I just choose a top and bottom color. I just like the way it looks. But once again, there's a lot of customization here that you guys can do. And then you can choose your mute color as well. And I have all mine as red. So once again, I've said it once, I'll probably say it a couple more times. If you change a setting on the GO-XLR, or if you push a button, that is going to reflect what is shown in the app. So I can click this mute button and you will no longer hear me. But I just clicked it again and now you can hear me talking again. So it's just a one-click mute, everything, and I have it muting to all channels. Then you click it again to unmute yourself. Real quick, before we move on, there is a mic tab to control your compressor, your gate. I have changed these just a little bit to fit, you know, my room and my needs. You guys might want to as well. But these are the settings that I have and they work really well for me. But let's go ahead and move on to effects. So this comes with 6 presets. Top right here, we're looking at the top right. Comes with 6 presets. So those being these right along the bottom left side here. You got big verb, a radio sounding, a hard tune or auto tune sound, a kid robot sound, an echo, and then a tank. And once again, these have preset settings that you can find up here in the top left. And all you have to do if you want to switch them around or add new ones or create your own, if you were to create your own, you would save them here. But all you have to do is set them on your mixer is click and hold it and drag down to number 1 or wherever. So big verb, you would just drop right there, and that's big verb for number 1. Now with all of these, nothing is gonna change your voice. You're not gonna hear the effects of your voice change until you click this FX button, okay? So I can choose all of these. As you can see, I'm changing it on the mixer, but my voice isn't changing. When I click this FX button, you'll hear my voice change. Now there's an echo. And I just click the FX button again to remove that. So you have to have that button clicked to add effects to your voice. And then all of these knobs, you can either change them up here or you can fine tune them a little bit down here. So you'll have reverb and you can choose slightly different styles for each one. Echo, pitch, gender, and all those are up here as well. You can either change them by turning the knob or by using the slider up and down. And then at the end you have a hard tune, which I'm still not quite happy with the hard tune or auto tune that is preset. It's not where I want it, so I'm still messing around with that one. But we can look into lighting. The lighting is still very similar to how we, or to what the channel's displayed. You have all of your presets 1 through 6. You have your color, so your base color right here, which would be the buttons right here. And then for your encoders, you can choose left color, which you can see on the reverb here. There's green highlights. and you can choose your right color and then knob color. You can also choose the colors of these buttons. So the lighting is pretty similar throughout this whole thing, how it works. Let's see. So sampler is next. So you have 3 different banks, A, B, and C. Each bank has 4 buttons that you can store a sample on. You can also record with these buttons. So we'll walk through that. So by default, it'll come play stop function, top left button. We're just looking at the very first option here. And there will be no samples. This will just be blank when you first get it. What you want to do for function, and this is totally up to you guys, I have it on play stop. So what that means is on the first click of one of these buttons, so we're using the top left for example, on the first click of that top left button, it's going to play whatever sample I have here. On the second click, it's going to stop. Now if you were to have stop on release, you would have to hold it down to play, and when you release, that's when the sound stops at that point. There's fade on release, there's loop, there's quite a few options here. And so for samples, it's just like the presets up here. You hold and you can drag down to samples, okay? And all you have to do to play this is click that button once, since I have it on play stop, and click it again to stop. Okay, so I can choose, I'm gonna click it right now. So I clicked it again to end it there. Now a really cool thing is this section right here. If you have a really long song, I think I have one here. Yeah. So I have this Mission Impossible really long song. It's like the full 3-minute long song. If you don't want all that, you can just take this slider and cut down what you want. So like that. And then you can play it for the, you can click this play button as a sample. And it just stops. If I want to make it longer, I can expand it like that. So this allows you more customization. I really like this option here. But that's kind of it. Yeah, you have 3 banks with these 4 presets, and that's pretty much it for playing music or clips of music. The last piece here with this, with these banks, for example, if I'm gonna go to C here, I have nothing preset on these. Now you can record your voice. All you have to do here is hold down one of these buttons. So I'm gonna hold down this top left button. I'm now recording my voice by holding this button down. And when I click that button again, you'll just hear what I recorded. I'm now recording my voice by holding this button down. See? So you can also clear that out. All you do is click the clear button once and click the top left button, which is what I just recorded on. You click the button around the clear button that you just used to record. So I'm going to click the top left. Okay, now one thing I have noticed is the lighting here on these banks and buttons don't match what's on the mixer. So on the mixer, all of these 4 outside buttons are showing red because I have that set up in lighting to show red when they're empty. Now, if they're blue, they have a sample or they have a sound associated to them. So this does not directly correlate with the mixer, but all the other lighting on the mixer does. Just wanted to let you guys know that. But once again, the lighting is still the same as everything else. Here you choose what you're changing the lights to, and you can choose your active, which means you have a sample or a sound clip loaded. So I have mine to blue, and then if the sample is empty, I have it to red. Let's see. One last piece, system, before we get into the routing, which is probably one of the more important pieces. So these are 2 really cool pieces I like. There's a cough. If you hold it down, it's muting you to everything. So I'm going to hold it down real quick. But now that my hand is off that button, you can hear me talking. So it's more of a push to mute type function. So that's pretty cool. If you have to sneeze or cough, that's pretty useful. One of the cooler pieces now is the bleep. So I can hold this down, and when I do, you're gonna hear a beep. So if you want to cuss, you can say and it bleeps your cuss words out. So you can get pretty creative with that, as you guys can imagine. That's pretty cool. Now, probably the most important thing, which confused me at first. So we're actually going to open up Streamlabs. Actually, we probably won't open that up, but I'll let you guys know how I have that set up. So I have one audio capture, and it is the broadcast stream mix. Okay, so that's all I'm capturing in Streamlabs OBS, only one source, and that audio source contains my mic, voice chat in, music, game, console, system, and samples. Okay, now by default, I don't believe it. I believe system is unchecked, and then voice chat in is unchecked. So I checked these because I wanted my chat to hear Discord, and I wanted them to hear my games that have game going through system. So this is an important piece. Your guys's will probably change depending on your setup, but this is what I have. But you can check and uncheck if you don't want the sound or if you do want the sound. So that's a pretty cool piece. I think that's it though. Yep, that's it. So, I appreciate everybody watching today. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys enjoyed this, subscribe helps support me. I'm going to be pushing out some more videos with the GO-XLR. I'm going to do a room tour here soon just to show you guys the setup, then as well as some gameplay. So stick around if you guys enjoyed. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks. Have a good day.